Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. This is team effort, and I have many members of our team are here today. We kind of all come in for these. They're really special for us. But all of you are part of that team, because without you, we can't do what we do. So thank you for being here. On behalf of my entire staff, we welcome you here today. Special thanks to Ocean City Home Bank, Steve Brady, and all the wonderful employees that worked so hard to make today possible. Can we have Steve come up for a minute? There's no way to say thank you in the degree that it needs to be said, but we just want to thank you guys for your continued generosity and spirit of patriotism. It is most definitely making a difference in the lives of these families that we serve. So on behalf of Operation First Response, we thank you so much for your dedication and hard work to make today's event. Thank you so much. Okay, and so special thanks once again to our Ocean City firefighters and all our first responders that are here today. Without their support, again, we could not do what we do. We consider it the highest compliment when we receive support from our first responders, who are made of the same character as our military. They live their lives to serve. One more clap for all of those guys, please. Thanks to everybody that made today possible, all the sponsors, all of you that have joined us here today to honor the sacrifice of those who defend our great country. OFR recently had the honor of meeting one of Ocean City's local hometown heroes, and we'd like to bring him up here for just a minute here and introduce him to everybody. So please join us in welcoming Chief Warrant Officer Trevor Jenny. Trevor out there? There he is. This is one of your hometown heroes. We're presenting him with this plaque today. Chief Warrant Officer Trevor Jenny, U.S. Army. As a youth, he was an Eagle Scout. In 1997, he joined the U.S. Army. 2002, Operation Enduring Freedom as an infantry squad leader. 2003 to 2004, Oyster Creek Power Plant as a terrorism squad leader. 2004 to 2006, Fort Dix Assistant Infantry Instructor. 2006 to 2008, a flight instructor. Amazing. 2009 to 2010, Operation Iraqi Freedom as a Black Hawk pilot, flying 350 hours. I know. We will never forget what it means to be free and what it takes to maintain that freedom. We thank you, Trevor, for your service, your dedication, and the sacrifice you and your family made on behalf of us, our country, and for freedom.
I'd just like to thank everybody coming out here today to support our soldiers, and it means a lot. Guys with PTSD or brain injuries, or even though, to me, I feel fortunate because there are guys out there who in wheelchairs, or who can't still do the things, but they're still driving on and still doing the best they can and still getting after it. Like my colonel used to say when we be out there in Afghanistan, he said, "Get after it." And I appreciate everybody coming out here. When you're sitting in your room and you don't go out much, or you just you don't see a lot of people, and then to see all you guys come out here for us, it really means a lot. So thank you very much, and I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.
For the staff of OFR, our signature events are the Walk for the Wounded, and they're much like a gigantic family reunion. These events are so full of meaning to us because they give us the opportunity to share with all of you what inspires us daily to serve these most deserving families. I'm going to name off, we have guys that have, and their families that have come from all across the country that we've served, and so I'm going to name off all of their names, and just to give you an opportunity to just thank these guys and their families. So please give a warm, patriotic welcome to the following heroes and their families that have joined us from across America. Sergeant Michael Hudson, U.S. Army, Pennsylvania. Specialist Austin Phillips, U.S. Army, Arkansas. Corporal Ronny Porta, U.S. Army, sorry Ronnie, U.S. Marine Corps, Texas. Thank God he loves me. All right. Sergeant First Class Joshua Ferguson, U.S. Army, Oklahoma. Sergeant Anthony DeHaab, U.S. Army, New York. Corporal James Calitz, U.S. Army. Oh my gosh, what is it about the Marines? They're going to all take me out back and whoop me. I'm thinking. Don't watch. Okay. U.S. Marine Corps, New Jersey. I think it's the Army mom in me or something, maybe. And Sergeant Jason Nielsen, U.S. Army, Delaware. Sergeant Sean Carpenter, U.S. Marine Corps, Maryland. Specialist Mason Simons, U.S. Army, Pennsylvania. And the young man you just met, Chief Warrant Officer Trevor Jenny, U.S. Army, New Jersey. I know we have a ton of veterans out there, and I know we already did this, but I don't think we can do it enough. Can we please raise your hands? Welcome to Ocean City, New Jersey, in the 2012 Walk for the Wounded. May we strive every day to be a nation worthy of your sacrifices. So now, on April 22nd, 2007, Sergeant First Class Joshua Ferguson was returning from a mission when the vehicle he was in was hit by a roadside bomb. He sustained many injuries, to include the loss of his left leg above the knee. He was transported to Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C., where he was met by his wife, Danielle, and his mother. This was the beginning of a very long journey where he and his wife and 3 small children would spend the next 4 years at Walter Reed, as he underwent many surgeries and continued ongoing treatments and therapies. And this was when the Fergusons came into our lives. When I think of the families that we have served, I think that this family depicts the perfect example of what military families display in character, commitment, and strength. I'm certain that if you looked up ultimate military spouse in the dictionary, you would see Danielle's picture there. She, like so many of these amazing women, is a silent hero of the military world. These women, and we've met a lot of them, and they're really special women, hold down the fort during the times of conflict and war, and they carry the home front on their shoulders while allowing our warriors to keep their full attention on the mission. We consider it a great honor to be part of this family's life, to watch them grow, conquer, and succeed. Please join us in welcoming Sergeant First Class Joshua Ferguson.
Hi guys. Wow. First of all, I just want to say thank you for everybody coming out. It means a lot. I stayed on active duty since I lost my leg, so we don't really have a chance to do too many of these anymore. So Peggy and everybody went through a lot to get us out here. I can't really say honestly just how much these guys have done. I first came in contact with Peggy when I was at Walter Reed, like she said. My little brother, 29, died of cancer, and she was there for us. That was the first time, and it's continued. The support, she mentioned my wife. I would not be here today if it weren't for the support that she's given me, our kids. And again, Peggy has just been part of the family.
An angel.
Yeah. So, well, again, thank you, firefighters, first responders, everybody that's come out. You've been amazing. Looking at all these faces, it just kind of continues to grow. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate all the support, guys.
On May 5th, 2007, United States Marine Corps Corporal Ronny Porta was in a Humvee that was struck by an IED, killing his two best friends, Sergeant Kenneth Mack and Corporal Charles Palmer II, and burning Corporal Porta over 80% of his body. In addition to the severe burns, he lost his right arm and fingers on his left hand. He has undergone 125 surgeries since his injury. Before I bring him up to speak, I'd like to take a few minutes and talk about the bond that unites our military. The story of Corporal Ronny Porta, fallen hero Sergeant Kenneth Mack, and fallen hero Corporal Charles Palmer II is a perfect example of this unique bond. There exists a special brotherhood among those who stand shoulder to shoulder to look death in the face and defend not only each other, but the principles in which they believe. Brotherhood is more than biological. It is fraternal. It develops quickly among men in uniform, both in peacetime and during times of war, simply by the virtue of the call to duty they share in common. There's a sense of family among them, a common bond to look out for each other. How far will one brother go on behalf of another? The horrors of war often test the limits of brotherhood. On that day, 5 years ago, Corporal Porta's life would change forever, not only due to his injuries, but also from the loss of the two men that were as close to him as any blood brothers could be. However, he has taken this life-altering circumstance and chosen to honor his brothers, his fallen brothers, by living a selfless and serving life. He inspires others by his courage and strength. His positive attitude is unwavering. He is always available to speak to veterans in crisis and offer encouragement. He often speaks at our events, showing those that donate their time, talent, and treasures to OFR that they are giving to a nonprofit that truly meets the ever-growing needs of America's disabled veterans. We have had the honor of serving this family since Corporal Porta's injuries occurred, and we have watched as he has successfully overcome obstacles in his path. Corporal Porta and his wife were blessed on May 10th of this year with a son. To show his deep respect and love for his fallen brothers, his son was named Kenneth Charles Porta. Through Kenneth, the bond that Corporal Porta and his comrades shared will live on. Their courage and strength will be a legacy in the life of Kenneth Charles Porta. Please join us in welcoming Corporal Ronny Porta.
Thank you so much. First, I want to say thank you to all of you guys, because what you guys do is really amazing. I met Miss Peggy a long time ago. If my memory is not playing with me, I met her in 2008 when I was having a lot of surgeries, and I was really struggling. I'm from Maryland. My parents are from Maryland, and I was in San Antonio, Texas, getting all my care. So it was really hard for me help my parents to keep their house, pay bills in San Antonio and Maryland with a corporal pay. So that's when I contact Miss Peggy, and she helped us a lot. And like Miss Peggy said, in 2007, it changed my life forever. Not because for my burns or my amputation, because the loss of my two best friends, Master Sergeant Mack and Corporal Palmer. And since then I've been having several surgeries. I stopped counting on 128 and had my wife counting all my surgeries for me. But this year something amazing happened. My wife was pregnant on May 11. I retired from the Marine Corps, and he was born on May 10th, and he was actually on my ceremony. This is my son. Thank you so much. In the beginning, it was so hard to believe that my wife was pregnant. Because me, I was having so much radiation on therapy, and so much MRIs and X-rays, and having so much surgeries, and he was a gift. He was a gift that my friends gave me. Because at that time I was almost giving up. Because having surgeries all the times, it was giving me a lot of pain, and at one point I said, enough is enough. But when I find out that my wife was pregnant, it changed my life forever. It changed my life forever. Because I had a motivation. I had a motivation. I want to thank my wife. She's really patient with me all the times. My son. But talking about operation first response, sometimes we don't imagine how many people, how many wounded warriors are out there. There are thousands of brothers and sisters that are burned, that have amputations, that they're all over the U.S., getting care in so many different hospitals, away from their homes and families. They don't know if we're gonna make it or not, and how long we're gonna be on those hospitals. I was almost a year and a half in the hospital, and my family had to stay with me because they didn't know if I was going to be able to make it or not. So you can see everything from my face, it doesn't belong there. It belongs from different parts of my body. Even they had to build my nose, they had to build my chin, everything. And it's really hard for families and for us also. Because for me, I was in San Antonio for 5 years, and my mom had to stay with me all the times because I needed help on almost everything. And as you know, they also have bills to pay. We have bills to pay. And sometimes when we're still active duty, we get our pay, but it's not enough. And we have to do surgeries, we have to go to our appointments and everything, and we struggle a lot. But thanks to Miss Peggy and Operation First Response, they give us that relief, so we can just be in one thing only, just get better. And I want to thank you all, because sometimes I don't feel comfortable being on too crowded places. but just looking at you guys, just seeing what you guys do for us, just kind of motivates me to keep going, because I see that there's so many wonderful people out there that for me it's not good just be on my house and be alone, you know, that you people are there for me and for all of us, you know. So I want to give you a challenge. You know, God gave me so many challenges, and to all of these wounded warriors, you know, we have to go to our appointments and therapy, and it's always painful, but it's a challenge. You know, it's a challenge. So next year, please invite one more person, so we can make this bigger and bigger, so you guys can see how. So we can get more wounded warriors here and talk about our experience and tell you guys how you guys help us. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
As a special surprise for Corporal Porta and in honor of his deep respect and love for his fallen comrades, we wanted to share with all of you the first meeting of Kenneth Charles Porta and the parents of Corporal Charles Palmer II. Please join us in welcoming Charles and Terry Palmer.
I want to tell you something real quick, with Chuck. When I was, after this happened to me, after I find out that two of my friends were no longer here, I was devastated. You know, I was just trying to kill myself, just trying to. At one point, I took everything that was connected to my body off, because I just wanted to, you know, die. But that night, I saw Corporal Palmer and Master Sergeant Mack, and like I always tell Chuck, that Corporal Palmer, he used to be, he was the old man. We used to call him old man. And the grumpy guy, because he used to always yell at us, you know. And that day, you seen my two friends, you know, they were so beautiful. They were, you know, with their full gear, with their ammo, yeah, everything. Everything was perfect. And they told me to keep fighting. You know, that life was not over yet for me. And that, you know, and that, you know, they did so much things to keep me here. And just looking at those guys, and Corporal Palmer, he was always with me. Every single surgery, he was right next to me, you know, taking care of me, you know. Almost on all my surgeries, I never took any pain medications, because I had two of my best friends close to me all the times. So they made me feel like there was no pain at all. And thanks to them, you know, I have this beautiful boy here, because they give me so much blessings. And I just want to say, you know, Corporal Palmer and Master Sergeant Mack, you know, I know you guys are here. You know, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you for everything.
Well, first I want to thank Operation First Response for bringing us out today. We always we love Tony so much, and any opportunity we get, and we're proud to be here to represent our fallen warriors as well as our wounded warriors. Just recently, in the little town we live in, Manteca, California, we had 2 more additional wounded soldiers added to our population. One young man lost his legs, and another young man actually received burns similar to Tony's burns. So we're waiting for them to come home so we can help them and be there for them. On 5 May of 2007, my wife and I were actually out of town. We were celebrating the 50th anniversary of our friends. And my wife got a call, and on the other end of the call was First Sergeant Michael Miller of the United States Marine Corps. He insisted that we come home, and we tried to explain that we're here, and he said, "You have to come home." Then it dawned on us that we don't get those phone calls just to say hi. So we climbed in our vehicle. We drove back home. It was about a 2-hour drive, and I remember First Sergeant Miller walking up toward our door, and I kept telling myself, if I don't open the door, there's nothing he can tell me that's true. If I don't hear it, then it's not true. And it took me several minutes to open that door for him. Well, that day, like Tony said, changes a lot of our lives, and that's definitely changed our lives. But over time, we've had opportunities to talk with and meet with men and women that served with our son. And I got to tell you, when you look at Tony and you hear him talk and the man he is, my wife and I walk away saying, thank you for my son serving with such honorable men and women such as Tony. So I'm here they asked me to come out and surprise Tony, and we did, and we're going to spend a lot of time together. We usually do. I want to thank again everybody that comes out. I want to say Operation First Response, please continue to support it. It means a ton. These people do a lot of great work. There's a lot of wounded warriors that count on them.